Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises and a new day begins, we often take for granted the calm or chaos that the weather brings. But behind every forecast, there's a dedicated team working tirelessly to keep us informed and safe. Let's talk about the weather, and the people who help us understand it best, the National Hurricane Center, or NHC. These are the experts who stand watch over our skies and seas, especially when storms threaten. Based in Miami, this team of meteorologists works around the clock, monitoring the oceans for tropical storms and hurricanes. Day and night, their vigilance never wavers, no matter the season or the hour. Using satellites orbiting high above Earth, hurricane hunter aircraft that brave the fiercest winds, and advanced computer models, they track storms' locations, strength, and projected paths. Their technology allows them to see what we cannot, peering into the heart of the storm. Their forecasts are the gold standard. When you hear about a hurricane's category or track, that's NHC data. Their expertise turns raw data into life-saving information. Emergency managers rely on their advisories to make life-saving decisions like issuing evacuation orders. These decisions can affect entire communities, shaping how we respond to nature's most powerful forces. For families, their updates mean knowing when to prepare your home and gather supplies. It's the difference between being caught off guard and being ready for whatever comes. Without the NHC, we'd be flying blind during hurricane season. Imagine facing a storm with no warning, no guidance, and no idea where it might strike. Their technology is incredible. Geostationary satellites provide a constant eye on the tropics, spotting the earliest signs of storm development. These satellites send back images and data 24/7, helping meteorologists detect even the smallest changes in the atmosphere. When a system strengthens, hurricane hunter planes fly directly into the storm to collect vital data, wind speeds, air pressure, and more. These brave crews risk turbulent skies to bring back the information we need to stay safe. This information makes NHC forecasts as accurate as possible. Every update is built on real-time data, expert analysis, and years of experience. It's a massive, coordinated effort to keep us all safe. Dozens of specialists, from forecasters to data analysts, work together seamlessly, sharing knowledge and expertise. Today, on August 2nd, 2025, the NHC's attention is on two systems in the Eastern Pacific. Each storm is tracked with precision and every detail is scrutinized to ensure the most accurate forecasts. They issue public advisories every 6 hours, with detailed maps and key messages to break down threats. These updates are designed to be clear and accessible so everyone can understand the risks. Their mission: save lives and protect property with the best warnings possible. Every alert, every bulletin, is crafted with care and urgency. So, as we look to the latest on those storms, remember the dedicated people at the NHC, our weather guardians, working behind the scenes to keep us safe, informed, and prepared. Let's dive into our first storm. Hurricane Gil. Gil is a Category 3 hurricane, packing sustained winds near 120 miles per hour. That's a major hurricane, capable of significant damage. Satellite imagery shows a classic, well-organized storm with a distinct eye. The good news? Gil is far from land, about 950 miles southwest of Baja California's tip. Its central pressure is down to 955 millibars. Lower pressure means a stronger storm. Gil's structure is textbook deep thunderstorms wrap around a calm eye, fueled by warm sea surface temperatures and light wind shear. This environment lets Gil thrive, but it's mainly a concern for ships and marine traffic. The NHC has issued warnings for vessels to avoid the area. Gil is generating huge waves and dangerous seas but poses no threat to land right now. We'll keep watching, as storms can be unpredictable. For now, Gil is a powerful giant flexing in the open Pacific. Let's look at where it's heading next. Now let's talk about Hurricane Gil's forecast track. The NHC projects Gil will continue west-northwest, guided by a high-pressure ridge to its north. Think of it as a wall steering the storm away from land. Models agree, Gil should stay over open Pacific waters for its entire life. Over the next day or two, it will remain a major hurricane, but as it moves into cooler waters, it will gradually weaken. Expect Gil to drop to Category 2, then Category 1, and eventually become a tropical storm before dissipating. This is typical for Eastern Pacific hurricanes. They power up over warm water, then weaken as they move west. Bottom line, Gil is a threat to ships, not land. No coastal watches or warnings are in effect. We'll keep tracking it until it's gone. Now let's shift to the second system. Tropical Depression Iona. Iona is much weaker than Gil, with sustained winds near 35 mph, below tropical storm strength. It's located far west in the eastern Pacific, hundreds of miles from any coast, moving west at about 16 miles per hour. Like Gil, it's steered by high pressure to the north, a common summer pattern. Iona's environment isn't as favorable, moderate wind shears keeping it disorganized with scattered thunderstorms. Its central pressure is around 1,005 millibars, reflecting its weaker state. The NHC says Iona could briefly strengthen to a tropical storm, but the window is small. Regardless, its track keeps it far from land, no threat to Hawaii, Mexico, or the US. Its main significance: it's about to cross a very important line on the map. Let's see what that means. The most interesting part of Iona's story? It's not just the storm's power or its swirling clouds, but the unique journey it's about to make across one of the world's most important invisible lines. Iona is about to cross the International Dateline at 180 degrees longitude, a boundary that's more than just a line on a map. It's a dividing point for time zones and, in the world of weather, for responsibility. This line separates the Eastern Pacific Hurricane Basin, which is monitored by the National Hurricane Center in the United States, from the Western Pacific Typhoon Basin, overseen by agencies in Japan, and the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Each side has its own naming lists and tracking systems. When a storm like Iona crosses the dateline, the responsibility for tracking, forecasting, and even naming it shifts to the Western Pacific agencies. This handoff is a carefully coordinated process. If Iona strengthens into a tropical storm after crossing, it will be given a brand new name from the Western Pacific list, sometimes making it feel like the same storm has two identities. This process keeps things clear and coordinated internationally, ensuring that everyone is on the same page, no matter where the storm travels. While it's not rare for storms to cross the dateline, it's always notable. These storms, often called crossers, are tracked closely by meteorologists and weather enthusiasts alike. For weather watchers, it's fascinating to see a storm get a new identity mid-ocean, almost like watching a character in a story take on a new role. Iona isn't a threat to land, but it's a perfect example of how global weather agencies work together, sharing data and expertise across continents and oceans. We'll be watching closely to see if Iona survives the crossing, and what new name it will receive as it enters a new chapter of its journey. Iona's journey is a vivid reminder of how vast, dynamic, and interconnected our planet's weather systems truly are, spanning oceans, time zones, and nations. While the Eastern Pacific is active, the Atlantic Basin is quiet. As of today, the NHC isn't tracking any storms, depressions, or areas of concern in the Atlantic, Caribbean, or Gulf of Mexico. This calm is typical for early August, but things can change quickly as we approach the peak of hurricane season. Now's the time to review your hurricane plan and emergency kit. Don't wait for a storm to form. The NHC constantly monitors the Atlantic, watching for tropical waves off Africa, but right now, nothing is organizing. Enjoy the peace, but stay prepared. History shows storms can develop fast. Use this quiet period to check your supplies and know your evacuation zone. We'll keep watching and bring updates if anything changes. For now, it's all quiet on the Atlantic front. Today, staying informed about tropical weather is easier than ever. Your first stop should always be the National Hurricane Center's website, hurricanes.gov, for official forecasts, maps, and warnings. The site updates every 6 hours, or more often if needed. A good weather radar app on your phone can provide satellite views and push notifications for new advisories. NOAA's websites offer high-resolution, real-time satellite imagery. Zoom in on the Pacific or Atlantic to see storms for yourself. Seeing weather from space is both informative and awe-inspiring. Don't forget emergency alerts. Wireless emergency alerts, WEA, send critical warnings to your phone automatically, and a NOAA weather radio is essential. It works even if power or cell service goes out. These tools together keep you informed and ready. Let's talk about how to use them effectively. 11. Having the right tools is only half the battle. Knowing how to use them effectively can make all the difference when a storm is approaching. It's not just about having access to information, but about understanding what it means and how to act on it. Familiarize yourself with your storm tracking tools before you need them. Knowing how to quickly find critical updates can save precious time. On hurricanes.gov, you'll see a map of the tropics. This is your starting point for tracking active storms and potential threats. Click any storm for details like its current location, wind speed, projected path, and more. Pay close attention to the cone of uncertainty. It shows where the center of the storm might go, but it's not the whole story. Remember, impacts like heavy rain, wind, and flooding can extend far outside the cone, sometimes hundreds of miles away from the center. Don't focus just on the center line. The storm's effects can reach well beyond what the map shows. Explore your weather app before a storm hits. Get comfortable with its features so you're not scrambling during an emergency. Learn to switch between radar and satellite views. Radar shows rain and storm movement, while satellite images reveal cloud patterns and storm structure. Set up location-based alerts so you'll get notified instantly if severe weather is headed your way. Use the app for quick updates and breaking news, but remember, it's just one piece of the puzzle. For the most detailed and official information, rely on the NHC website. It's updated frequently and provides expert analysis. NOAA satellite imagery lets you watch storms in real time, see how they're developing and where they're headed. Use visible images during the day and switch to infrared at night to keep tracking storms even after dark. Watching these animated loops helps you spot if a storm is strengthening, weakening, or changing direction, crucial for making decisions. Set up your NOAA weather radio with fresh batteries so it's ready to go even if the power goes out. Program it for your area to receive alerts specific to your location, not just general warnings. Test it weekly. It's your personal weather alarm, and it could be your lifeline during a storm. Combining the NHC website, your weather app, satellite imagery, and a NOAA weather radio gives you a layered, reliable system for staying informed. Use these tools together for the best coverage. No single source is perfect, but together they keep you prepared. Stay aware, stay safe, and make sure everyone in your household knows how to use these tools too. Let's wrap up with the most important message. Be prepared. The best time to get ready is now, before a storm is on your doorstep. Build a disaster kit, non-perishable food, water, 1 gallon per person per day, medicines, flashlight, batteries, and a first aid kit. Make a family plan, know where you'll go if you need to evacuate and how you'll stay in touch. Know your evacuation zone. If told to leave, do it. Lives matter more than property. Prepare your home, check storm shutters or have plywood ready, trim weak branches and bring in outdoor items. Review your insurance. Make sure you're covered for wind and flood. Stay informed with updates from the NHC and local officials. Avoid rumors and stick to trusted sources. Preparation brings peace of mind. When you have a kit, a plan, and reliable info, you can face any storm with confidence. That's the weather for now. Stay safe out there. 13.